Hi, I'm Roger.
And I'm Susan.
Welcome to One Day Wanderlust.
Today we're going to talk about the most essential travel apps. These are our top 5.
Before we get started, these are our top 5 all-time best travel apps. We don't go anywhere without these when we travel abroad. To say that we have a couple honorable mentions that we would like to decide first. And the first one would be, of course, Google Translate, and Google Maps. I think everyone at this time already has those on their phone, and you can't really go anywhere in the United States or most of the world without these apps.
Well, you can. You just get lost a lot.
That's true.
And then, of course, there's airlines, your bank. You want those apps in your phone just in case something comes up. You always want to have your entertainment apps there when you're traveling. You know, Amazon Prime for movies or Netflix, video games, ebooks.
Download those before you go. That we have your book on tape. You have your Netflix movies or your shows that you can catch up on along the way. Just download it to your iPad or to your phone. Those are the honorable mentions that we have on our list. So now we're into the top 5. Skyscanner is this little blue guy here. And we like it also because it breaks down all the COVID restrictions in each area. So, of course, Spain is open. So you click on Spain, it gets on arrival, with quarantine not required. It breaks it down everywhere you want to go. Mexico's okay. Red is bad, green is good, and then maybe some restrictions is yellow. So that's what's great about Skyscanner. Great to find out where you want to go. Flights. Here's we're gonna go from the West Coast to Miami. See what that would cost. We're looking. We'll try November. Since I'm there already. What would that run us? Right now, at that time in November, for 2 people, $281. That's pretty cheap. And they break it down. The fastest, if you want to pay a little bit more, or the cheapest with more stops. And then let's try international flight. We'll try it from New York, and we'll try to Barcelona. Okay, and let's try different dates. Let's try next year, next March. See how that will be. We'll go from the 14th to the 25th for 2 people. And why we do Skyscanner, there's a couple other ones we do also, and that is we do sometimes kayak, sometimes we do, usually the other one called Secret Flying. Secret Flying is great because usually it gives you an overall best flight, best place to go at that time. And usually where's it go? Then it redirects you right back to Skyscanner. So always start at Skyscanner first. And we're looking right now from New York to Barcelona at $492. You can't even go to Vegas for that.
$470 per person.
Yeah, $470 nonstop. So most of America. So that's why I always start at Skyscanner, and that's the place to start. That's our number 5.
And next is Hostelworld. Now, we love hostels. We always check because in some cities, an Airbnb is going to be more affordable, sometimes a hotel, but almost always it's going to be a hostel. And I know it sounds scary, but they are amazing. You get to meet people from all over the world. You get to learn all about the city that you're in. They have excursions you wouldn't have found out about anywhere else. They're great. So Hostelworld has, you're going to New York City. Here's for $47 a night per person. Really good reviews, safe.
There's 3 things we look for in hostel. It has to have good Wi-Fi, a place to lock your stuff up when you're out throughout the day to keep the honest person honest, and location. Those 3 things are mandatory to find a good hostel. They're great because you also get to meet people from all over the world in that same place on a gap year. And they are super safe, super clean. And where can you go for New York for $19 a night?
Indeed.
So then you take your money that you spent 3 days in a hostel, and then you go to a nice place. And our adventures, we actually got to stay off the Waldorf Astoria because we saved so much money in a hostel.
Amazing. Both of them.
Yes.
The hostel and...
And you don't go anywhere and travel anywhere without a VPN. Is a virtual private network. It's short for a VPN. VPN, you can't travel anywhere in the world, but pretty much in the United States. Also, if you want to use Wi-Fi somewhere, it shows you in a different location, and it blocks other people from getting on your, if you're looking at your emails or your bank accounts, or even if you want to make a phone call, that's a private phone call while you're on someone else's network. So we used ExpressVPN. We had this for a year. It's by far the cheapest one. That's the best one on the market. We did have a hack, so we decided to switch over to another one. Right now we're currently using Norton, and this of course is turned off. But we've had this one for the last year, and this is the most expensive one. They do other checks for you, but all you need is an ExpressVPN. It's about $120 a year. This one's a little bit more, about $600 a year. So definitely, if you're going to travel anywhere, get a VPN. There's a ton of other ones out there, but you have to have VPN to travel just so you're secure. Last but not least, the great thing about VPN is also when you want to watch like HBO Go on the go, you have to use your VPN to show you're in New York or Seattle, wherever you're at, to
because it won't work in Europe.
It won't work in Europe or other places. So then you just show you're somewhere else, and keeps you secure, and you can watch your don't miss any of your favorite shows when you're on Wi-Fi. What are your favorite travel apps? If you have any, leave the description below. We'll get back to you, and maybe we'll use a few of yours if you can use a few of ours.
And then we have Viator for your excursions. Viator has been amazing for everything we've wanted to do. We found balloon rides, we found hiking up Pompeii, we have found just amazing excursions for great value. And you can find stuff, of course, through travel guides and through your hostel or your hotel, but we have saved so much money on Viator, and they stand behind their stuff really well. We've gotten money back. We've gotten, on the one that didn't work out, they're just amazing.
Very professional. We had one that got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't get back till like 11 o'clock at night, and it was like $35. It was amazing.
And lunch was included.
Lunch was included. They make sure it's top notch, and they take a great deal of expense to make sure you have a good time and have.
They have just amazing prices. Now, some of it is up there a ways, but then you've got here where you can go on a tour of the museum for $11, right? They are just great, and they have from everywhere you want to go. Some of them have just Europe or just the US, but this has everywhere. And of course, with Viator, you can buy tickets ahead of time so that you don't miss out on something you really want to do. Like if you don't buy tickets to go up to the Eiffel Tower ahead of time, you're not getting up there if you show up on that day, or you're spending all day in line to get tickets. Same thing with Vatican City and just a lot of places.
Skip the lines, get the ticket.
If it's something you have to do, get the ticket ahead of time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Number one. This is our number one travel app. So excited. We learned this about 5 or 6 years ago before we really started traveling, and it's come in handy so many times.
So good.
And it keeps chronological order. It keeps track of all your airfare, your excursions, where you're staying,
check-in times,
check-in time, check-out times. One time we were sitting in front of the airport and we were waiting. We were changed to a different gate, and this app let us know. And by far, it is Tripit. Tripit is amazing. It keeps track of all your past and your future travels. This is one we did in Europe, Amsterdam. Here's our check-in time from San Francisco. The hostel we stayed at. Best travel app of all the apps we had. Get Tripit, use it.
Oh, it'll save you just with the time changes alone. when you're changing country lines and all of a sudden you're in a different time zone and you forget to change your watch, this thing keeps it all straight for you and you never are confused.
So easy. So Tripit is our number one. Hope this helped you today. And if travel is exciting for you, just leave some comments. Let us know what you like.
What you'd like us to talk about, if you have any questions.